Bodine 52, how are you folks? This is Capital Harley Davidson. And I hate to admit I'm wrong, but I'm wrong twice. The first is that I'd ever get rid of Big Mama, my 2018 Ultra Limited. And the second thing is that I would go to the dark side. Well, yesterday I did something naughty.
Well, Mr. Bodine, we're not supposed to talk about stuff like this on this channel.
No, not that. That.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Welcome to my new 2021 Road Glide Limited. And also, welcome to our neighbor's dog that has a piece of paper hanging from his mouth. Buster, what are you doing? Okay, we got to say hi to Buster. This is really about the motorcycle, but we got to say hi to Buster.
Yes,
Buster,
we do.
Buster, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Hello, Buster.
Alrighty, folks.
I love you.
We are going to take it out for the first ride and let you know what we think. Alrighty, we are out on the new 2021 Road Glide Limited. And getting used to the bike and making sure that my bride, Mrs. Bodine, who is on the back, say hello again.
Hello, everyone.
Making sure she is comfortable. And first thing she said was, "This isn't the right seat." I'm like, "It's the same seat as the other one, I swear to God." So we are out on the first ride. Bought the bike a couple days ago. I only rode it home because it's been raining since, so we're going to put some miles down today, grab some lunch. And, boy, before I get started here, I got to tell you, if you follow my channel, you will know that I am a batwing. Wait a minute. I used to be a batwing type of guy. And a lot of my buddies are always saying, "You got to go to the Shark Nose. You got to get a Road Glide if you ever get rid of your bike." I'm like, no. It's too freaking ugly. I can't do it. They're like, "Just ride one." I'm like, no, not going to do it. Well, yes, this is a Shark Nose fairing, and it is a Road Glide. So I had it in the garage. I got it while Mrs. Bodine was out doing something. I'm not sure. What were you doing?
I was babysitting our great niece and nephew. My play dates.
Your Thursday play dates. And
yes.
We had talked about maybe making a change, and I'll tell you about that here in a minute. But first, for Be the Rider PA, Road Glide Andy, and Harley Day Rider, you were right. And I'll tell you the story in a little bit. But I told Mrs. Bodine, I'm like, while we're going out, we got to go by hell first, right? I mean,
exactly.
the new bike's got to understand that this is a major road that we like to go down, and things are starting to hop there. So let me tell you a little bit about the story and the why that we did this. And as many of you know, I had a 2018 Ultra Limited, goes by the name of Big Mama. And Big Mama is no longer part of this stable. And really, I did it for a couple reasons. You know, I'm sure you can look back and saw in a couple videos, I said I'll never sell this bike, and I'll never sell my Road King Classic, my 2000, which I won't. That bike's staying forever. And I'm like, no, this is going to be my last bike. I think I have my last truck right now, too, don't I?
Right.
What do you think the chances of me keeping that forever is?
None.
What do you mean, none?
Nope.
All right, so maybe I switched vehicles. But I really, this time in my heart, am convinced that I was never going to sell the bike nor the truck. I still don't believe I'm ever going to get rid of that truck. But
yeah, right. If you're getting a toy hauler, you need a new truck.
I'm not going to get a toilet hauler. That was a too many cocktail night discussion to do that.
Yeah.
But that would be cool as I try to navigate through trees in the road. So a couple things has happened. As many of you know, I'm getting ready to go on a trip to what they call VAM 21, which is a Virginia Motor Logger meetup, and there's a bunch of folks going down to that, and I'm heading down with Harley Day Rider and Bronco Ride, and we're going to hang out for a couple days and meet a lot of people. some rides and all that stuff. So the Ultra Limited was coming up on 10,000 miles, and I really didn't have the time to go ahead and do that service. So I decided to take it over to a bike mechanic that does my work, not a dealer. And as he finished up the bike in the service, there was a coincidental problem, and then I was having an engine light come on, and it really read that it was an O2 sensor. And so after some time in the shop and diagnosis, we did put an O2 sensor on it. That did not fix the problem, and then it actually came up with some other error codes. Probably nothing, and I was taking the motorcycle to the dealership to get repaired or looked at anyway before the trip because of this error message, and didn't get to the appointment, which was supposed to be Tuesday. So I'm making a good trip, and then going to be back home for a couple weeks, and then Mrs. Bodine, myself, and I. Did I say Mrs. Bodine, myself, and I?
You did.
That would be like 3 of us.
Your brain is into your bike right now.
And you're no good with that 3 thing. So,
no.
Just kidding. Family channel, Mrs. Bodine. Family channel.
Yeah, you started it. I finished it.
So, that's what she said. So, we came home. We're going to come home, and then we're going to go for a long ride down to Tennessee with myself, Mrs. Bodine, and Mr. Brock.
Mr. and Mrs. HDR and Mr. and Mrs. Bronco Ride.
There you go. So,
we can't wait.
So I want to make sure the bike was cool. And so I started having those problems. Now in 2018, there's some oil pump or something problems potentially. It's really mostly in the 2017 and the Milwaukee 8. So I wasn't necessarily really concerned about that. The bike was out of warranty. And I was starting to get concerned that maybe I had a couple bigger problems. So, and at 10,000 miles, I really was close to needing to start changing the tires out. So, as part of the going to take it over, I go, just look at another bike, right? I really had, honestly, no intention of buying another bike.
Right.
Hush, woman. So, I wanted to keep... but I'm like, I might as well check. And I'm going to tell you about my first dealership experience compared to the dealer I bought this. That'll be on my next video, and just wait till you hear that story. But while I was waiting to try to find out what Big Mama was worth, I said priceless. They didn't agree. I sat on a road glide, and I'm like, oh my God, that feels pretty comfortable. So I decided I was going to take one out for a ride at a different dealership again. I'll share that with you later. So, needless to say, decided to go with the Road Glide after all as soon as I got on it. And I would say the first couple miles, I'm like, this is pretty sweet. And then after a 20-minute test ride, I'm like, yep, I'm going to go to the dark side. So, so you were right, guys. And Mrs. Bodine, what do you think so far? We're only about 15 miles in. We're going back to the dealer because a couple things I forgot to strip off Big Mama that they've taken off for me. So I'm going to go pick those up. And what's your initial thoughts?
It's very nice.
It is. It's nice to have a new bike. Got some new warranty on it. And so pretty excited, and thought we'd take it through some back roads. I should probably feed you today, but... so far, so good. So, Mrs. Bodine and I were just talking. We rode by a cemetery. And I said, hey, we're at that age. We should probably figure out where we're going to get buried at. And she says, I don't know. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. We should probably figure that out. And then she says, tell me your story, Mrs. Bodine.
Don't know about you, but I'm getting cremated.
Cremated. Now, you've gone back and forth since we've been married on that. You better get that straight.
Yep. It's cremated, and when you pass away, I have to go where you go.
Is that right?
Yep.
Now, I know people get buried next to each other and stuff. I guess that's appropriate, but you want me to put you on the shelf?
Sure.
Really?
What, in the mausoleum?
So those folks that don't know, in my will, it states that I shall be buried in a mausoleum. that has a TV, a remote control, a sunroof, and a door that you can only get out but you can't get in. So there's that. You could be outside the mausoleum watching over so nobody comes in and screws with me. No?
It's your job to protect me, not me to protect you.
Says who? So
that's the law.
It's the law. It's the Mrs. Bodine 52 law of the land. You heard it, folks.
Exactly.
I would normally ask folks to have a comment, but I'm thinking comment of cremation or burial or mausoleum. I guess I can ask that. Should Bodine 52, doesn't he deserve the right to be buried in a mausoleum? If you could leave that in the comments, I'd appreciate that. But we are actually here to talk about our beautiful, beautiful new baby. So I have a couple questions, Mrs. Bodine. So,
yeah.
First of all, have you noticed anything really different so far?
The wind doesn't blow my head all over the place.
Yeah, it is. Again, if you follow my channel, you'll know I just put Clockworks, a Clockworks windshield on Big Mama, and this is a stock windshield. It's a 12-inch windshield. And I got to tell you what, the buffeting actually is pretty good, especially considering it's such a windy day. We're getting some of the side wind, of course, but when I rode this home 2 nights ago, it was late in the evening, and I was taking the interstate home, and I started to feel a little bit of it. I'm like, oh crap, windshield issue, or I know it's a different bike to me. When I got home, I realized that the vent was closed. So if you have a vent on your bike and you close it, you understand that deal. So I've opened that back up, and it's fantastic. But so you don't feel like you're blowing around as much with your head?
Nope.
Which is surprising. You can see on the GoPro the trees, but it's blowing pretty good. So we'll see when we get out here on the highway. But so far, so good. I tell you what, I am extremely happy about this bike, and I definitely loved Big Mama, but just got the opportunity to go with this, and excited about it. And I'm actually surprised how much I love the fairing now. If you're thinking about getting an Ultra Limited, it's still a great bike. Just ride them both. And again, on the next video, you'll hear my story about that. But so far, it's really nice, other than this traffic being out here. So it is a 114. It does have I think they call it RDRS on it. And so that is super cool. I'll go over that down the road, I'm sure, when I do a full review on the bike so far. It is a 2021, and it is in Midnight Crimson. And Mrs. Bodine was talking about, I'm like, okay, and some folks don't do this, but we talked about naming the bike. As a matter of fact, my 2000 Road King Classic goes by the name of Duke, and my Limited was Big Mama. And so I said, I think I'm just going to call it Big Red. I'm not going to put it out on YouTube. I'm just going to call it Big Red.
No.
And of course,
I think it should be called Duchess.
Duchess. Duke and Duchess.
Duke and Duchess.
Why?
Just sounds good together.
Have we checked the tail end? Do we know that this is really a female bike or a male bike? Duchess, that's a chick. Now, Big Mama was a chick, but
that's right.
I don't know. I think Robin the Lady Biker said Scarlet, but I think that's what she names her. Big Red, maybe not. You're saying Duchess. Oh, folks, help me with the name, please.
Duchess.
Should I make Mrs. Bodine happy and call the bike Duchess? That was like right off the tip of her tongue when I said, well, I have to name the bike. She's like, it's going to be Duchess. I'm like, I don't know. So then I also told Mrs. Bodine on that back road, I'm like, I'd be blowing by these people if you were on the back of the bike. And her comment was, don't you dare. So far, I will tell you, the gauges are further away. I already kind of know how to work it all. It's pretty simple. It's not that much different from my Limited. Again, we're going up to Capital Harley Davidson, where I bought the bike. Pick up a couple of pick up the box of now that we've been talking about being cremated, picking up a couple things that I left on Big Mama in my haste to go ride my new bike. We are out to do that. Gonna give Mrs. Bodine a little food, enjoy the day, get some miles on, and enjoy our new bike. Like how I said that?
Yep.
Hey, I did tell you about us getting a new bike, right?
No, not really.
Oh, we had that conversation.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I always tell you when I'm making any major purchases. All right, Mrs. Bodine, let's keep riding. Let everybody go. Thank you for checking in on the channel. You know, in the last month or so, we've had over 400 new subscribers, so I'm appreciative of that. I feel very lucky and look forward to putting out some new additional content of not only this bike and my Road King, but all the travels that we're going to be doing over the next 4 to 6 weeks. Show you some cool spots. I got some new stuff coming in for the bike already. Some folks are...
Didn't know that.
Well, those are in lieu of making a video, Mrs. Bodine. It's not an expense type thing, but it's stuff that I like that I would ride with on the bike, and that's the only stuff that I'll share with you folks. But any parting words, Mrs. Bodine?
Stay safe, love a hug one, and hit that subscribe button.
Oh, that a girl. And we are voting. Is it Big Red? Is it going to be...
It's going to be Duchess. We love all our viewers.
Big Red, Duchess, or other? Let us know in the comment section.
Duchess!
Thanks for checking us out. She's a little ornery today, so it's going to be a long day. Thanks, folks. Be safe. Be vigilant. Check on a friend. And God help me dealing with this woman. I love you.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.